looking at this thing we call the profiler, the dream. We've adapted our gene keys profiler to codify these creatures, these animals, and the gene keys profiler is a whole thing of its own, and many of you will have known that. You can go to the genekeys.com website and get your free profile, gene keys profile, and look at that. And that's a whole journey of its own. But then one of the things that happened at a certain point is we added a new layer to the profile. And what we did is codified it into the language and the symbolic language of animals and creatures. And it was fun, but it's also profound. And and then the Dream Ark is really about going into the matrix of all the creatures and allowing these symbolic creatures to come to us in our life journey organically, and then deciphering what they might mean. And if you're also into gene keys, then you'd be able to look up that specific gene key that relates to that creature. But what we've done now is we've also attached it to the profiler, so that, and then and you can see, if you haven't already, you can punch in your coordinates, and you can get the profile, you can get the purpose, your purpose key animal. So the animal or creature or bird or whatever it is that corresponds to the key of your purpose. So it sort of starts to unlock a kind of inner contemplation about your purpose through thinking about a creature that you may never have connected with in any way whatsoever. And it's kind of interesting from that point of view. It invokes a certain inner curiosity, which is what the gene keys and the Dream Ark are all about. It's like going on contemplative journeys and really looking into, well, what does this mean for me? And so the way that we've done it is we've created it so that, and this is for people who know gene keys a little bit. And when you get your profile, you'll know that you're assigned one of the keys, and it's in one of 6 lines. So you get one of 64 keys in one of 6 lines. And so we took as line 1 and 2 are underworld creatures, so they're shadow keys, or we call them fear keys in the Dream Ark. And then line 3 and 4 we call those life keys, and those are mammals. And those are the gifts in the gene keys. And then we have lines 5 and 6, and they're the vision keys. And so in the gene keys, they relate to the siddhis, these divine attributes, they're visionary aspects. So if your purpose is a line 3, then you're kind of coded into one of the life keys, which is about manifesting a gift in some way. And then if you're coded into one of the fear keys, it doesn't mean that your whole life is about fear or overcoming fear, but it does say something interesting, that you might be an underworld journeyer in your life. And if you have a vision key and it's a bird, then you may be a visionary as well. So it's interesting to just think of these things and not take them overly seriously, because they're there to provoke some kind of inner monologue inside us, a contemplative, journey that insight might drop in. And so what it does is it also, it creates a certain tricksterness that we might be allied to a key that or a creature that we've never considered or we don't like in any way. So for example, when I told this to my wife, she was like, I don't want to be the seagull. I don't like seagulls, And I said, yeah, no, but you just got to wait a bit and just look into some of the attributes of what that means. And I also said to her, and also it doesn't have to be only a seagull. You could choose like a bird that's similar to a seagull, like a fulmar, which is like a really, because we love birds. Anyway, so it's a softer version of the kind of slightly aggressive seagull sometimes. Anyway, and then my friend Elijah, when we did it, he created the whole profile, and he was like, "Oh, great! I'm the clam of disappointment, and my purpose is the clam of disappointment." And so it's tongue in cheek, but it's also profound because it does take you on a journey. And a bit I'll add in today as well is that if you're a one, if it's line one, then it's an internal process. So that would be an internal fear for you to surmount or kind of transform. Line two would be an external fear, so it might appear outside. Line three would be an inner gift for you to develop. Line four would be an outer gift for you to show, to manifest in the world. So these are additional things to think of. Line five would be an inner vision for you to manifest in some way or contact or embody. And then line six would be an external and outer vision for you to create or manifest in your life as a purpose. So these are things to kind of tweak your ideas around your own purpose. What is the purpose of my life? And in Gene Keys, the purpose, I'll just say, is that the purpose is very connected to a state of being rather than what we're here to do. It's like, so these keynotes and this creature is really, it helps you come into a state of being. So if it was an underworld creature, meeting that fear and transforming it helps you drop the stress or the anxiety that comes into your life that's maybe genetically part or karmically part of your life, and it helps you drop much deeper into the sense of your purpose. And you might like to read the creatures in the other realms of the spectrum. So you might like to read the fear key, the life key, and the vision key, so you get a whole sense of the journey. So yeah, it's really interesting, and it's important, I think, to trust in the creature that kind of has come, and just sort of think about that. And if you don't relate to it in any way, that's also really interesting. Something for you to really contemplate and get, because every creature has some magical aspect to it, and its symbolism it's holding a symbolism for the whole and part of the whole. So that's powerful if you're really listening. What is the symbolism of that message, and how does it relate to your purpose? So I'd like to invite you to be deeply trusting of this journey, but also very playful at the same time. So you're both serious around it, because this, really dropping into our true core purpose is a profound thing for anyone. And these are beautiful, quick little keys that can help take us to that, quite deeply inside ourselves. So it might take more than just a cursory reading or like I'm this, and also obviously the Dream Ark as a journey allows us much deeper into these. We have a whole codex that I've written that goes into much more depth